Harmon Atwater. The R is for original. I was in Czechoslovakia, May the 8th, 45, when the war ended. And we felt relieved. But we still was in the Army, we still on duty. So about every 8 hours you pull a patrol picking up Germans that didn't know the war was over or didn't care. And we'd mount a machine gun mounted on the Jeep and be 4 men. Those are good days in Czechoslovakia. A little town of Winterberg, probably population of probably 1,200, something like that. We spent about 3 weeks there. Then we moved back to Linz, Austria. And we had taken that city a few months before. The river runs through it. I think it's the Mains River. It splits the city. And we took one side, and the other outfit took the other side. And then when we moved back to Lindsay, we moved back to the opposite side of the river. And I might add this. When we took Lindsay, Austria, we also run into a concentration camp out of that town. Now that still hits me hard just thinking about that. But we was patrolling that day, and we was walking, carrying our light machine gun. There was about 12, 13 of us. And all of a sudden we walked into, it was sort of a wooded area, and we walked into an open area. And big buildings, and barbed wire all over, and the gates were open. And there was men standing in there, very little clothing. Because this was in the fall, so winter hadn't set in. And those men standing in the gateway some of them didn't look too bad. Maybe they hadn't been there very long. But nobody could speak German in our group, but we finally figured out that there was over 10,000 in that camp, and a big part of them couldn't walk. And they made it known they was hungry. So all we had was K-rations with us, and we all delivered them up. And we had a walkie-talkie radio the corporal had, and he made the calls to somewhere, made contact with an officer. And we was there about 40 minutes. We had to move on. We had a designated object. And before we moved on, there was 3 company kitchens moved right into that gateway, feeding them. And, you know, them guys that was able to walk would get food and disappear, or they'd take it back to the men that weren't able. But they made it known they was hungry. You could tell the looks of them, they was hungry. But they didn't dare to come out of the gates. They thought it was a trap that the Germans had set for them. Because one of the cooks that showed up could make contact with them and said, because they thought the Germans had just set them a trap. And if they come out, then they'd shoot them. But we never heard no more about it. And And that was one of the things that I would have liked to heard more about, but the way we was moving, I'm sure they were taken care of, you know, because there was 2 medics showed up right quick like, so they wasn't that far behind us. But I've wondered how it went down, you know.
When you guys came across that, had you known about concentration camps?
Oh
or
yeah,
had any idea?
yeah, we'd heard about them, but we didn't hearsay and seeing is 2 different things.
We the people of